Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of December 13th, 2021 General Tarot reading. We're going to be looking at your energy coming into this week, some possible challenges for you, and some possible outcome cards for you as well. We're going to clarify all those cards too, and then we're going to tie everything off with an oracle card at the end of the video, so you're going to want to stick around for all that. These are general readings though, Aries, so all of this, some of it or none of it may resonate with you. If it does resonate, that's awesome. But if it doesn't resonate, it's just not part of your message. So don't try to make something fit that doesn't. So hopefully everything's going to be clicking. And without further ado, let's just get into your reading here. Starting off with your energy, we've got the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Wands here over on the left. So I feel like recently, some burdens have come off your shoulders here, and now you're getting to do what you want to do. I feel like you've been putting up, carrying, other people's weight, maybe figuratively, maybe you've been doing a lot of work at your job, carrying your coworkers or carrying, whatever the workload, or maybe a situation where you've been kind of putting up with other people's stuff. You've been kind of forced with their burdens here with the Ten of Wands. I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of that lately. And now you're finally getting to put it down. And with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Cups, you're getting to do something that is fulfilling for you and satisfying for you. And you don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing, because now you get to start something you really want to do. The Ace of Wands is the thumbs up card. It's saying go for it, do something for yourself, grow something for yourself here. You can see the wand sprouting, all the little buds and leaves starting to grow something beautiful here. And with the Nine of Cups, just feeling very satisfied, fulfilled, finally getting to do what you want to do. So I think that's fantastic. That's a wonderful energy to be in. And then we move here to the center, to your challenges. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. So very impulsive at this time, I feel. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands are the fastest and second fastest knights in the deck, respectively. Both of them just very impulsive, very like, let's just go. The Knight of Swords in particular very much has no plan. It's just like, I have to take action for taking action's sake. I want to get down the road. I want to go as fast as possible, pedal to the metal. The Knight of Wands, not quite as fast. He wants to enjoy himself a little more. You notice here, he's got the Ace of Wands in his hands. So he's carrying that idea, that spark, this thing you're starting out for yourself. Like, I see that as you really being like, yes, my intentions are to go as quickly as possible and grow this as quickly as possible, because you want to have a bountiful harvest here with the Ten of Pentacles, right? Ten of Pentacles is your financial material world being in the best place it can be, or at least being in a very fantastic spot for you. So I feel like there's some impulse here. There's some real desire pushing you ahead this week. You just got to kind of be careful though, because when we kind of get impulsive and we want to rush ahead, we don't make plans. And as they say, fail to prepare and prepare to fail, right? If you go on there and you're just like, let's just go, 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 and then you have no real idea of where you're going, you're going to end up with more problems than answers, right? Another line I've heard before that I really enjoy is that people who don't know what the finish line for themselves looks like. And that doesn't matter if that's like, your partner, business, any sort of thing, your dream life in general. If you don't know what that looks like, you don't know what that finish line is, how do you know when to stop? How do you know when it's like, oh, that's where it is, I should go that way? Or how do you know, like, that kind of thing? And I see that very impulsive energy for you this week. Hello, speaking of impulsive, here's Spike coming in to check your reading out here, buddy. You may want to scoot over here, sir. Oh, you little bugger. Get your foot out of here. So I feel like you might be a little impulsive this week, and just watch out for that. I feel like making plans are probably going to be your best friends. Here, get that tail out of there. We also have here in your resolutions, we have the Star, the Fool, and the Seven of Swords. The Star is the sign of Aquarius, so you may have Aquarius in your chart. You might be dealing with an Aquarius this week. Maybe that's this Knight of Wands or the Knight of Swords. Maybe that's someone you might be dealing with. Maybe you have opposing energies at this time. Or maybe that's someone kind of encouraging you to move forward without a plan because they feel like that's the best way to success when it might not be in your particular case. But we have the Star and the Fool here and the Seven of Swords. And this is your outcome section here on the right. The star is about wish fulfillment. It's about your dreams coming true. It's about taking the action. You can see she's pouring water into this little pool here, and it's causing ripples, right? It's sort of one action which causes a ripple effect, which causes more actions to happen, which is cause and effect, right? And so it just very much, I feel like that action you're taking. But she's pouring water into this pool specifically. It's not as though she's just throwing it wherever. Well, she is pouring water here as well. But she's nurturing the ground. She has intent. She's growing things here. It's not as though she's just, running down the road, throwing water wherever she can, right? Or doing whatever that way, right? She is intentionally very much doing these things, right? There's a plan, there's a focus, there's this wish that you want to come true, a very deliberate thing that she's going after here. The Fool is saying, let's just begin, let's take that leap of faith. So there's this sort of balance I feel like you need to strike between kind of just going for it as well as, making plans and, going with the intention in mind. There's something I play Dungeons and Dragons with a friend of mine, and we talk about how we rotate between being the guy who runs the story for the players. And I talk about how I like when I play that I have specific beats in mind, because I want the characters, the players, to hit those specific beats. I want them to encounter this character. I want them to go to this area. I want them to do this thing. I want them to have this fight. But I can't predict what they're going to do because they're people, right? People and are chaotic in nature, and they'll do whatever they feel like doing. And maybe what I'm proposing to them, it doesn't interest them. So they might go a completely different way. So instead of being like, here's my plan solidly, and this is what it's going to be. Instead, I say, these are my beats, and I'm going to try and make them hit those beats. These are what I want them to do. So it's a balance between having a plan as well as just flying by the cuff, flying with the seat of my pants as well. So I feel like that's maybe the balance you need to know. Is like, there's these specific things you'd like to do in your life, and you'd love to have these happen, these wishes, this fulfillment. Maybe there's 8 of them, like on the star here. But also being like, okay, I don't necessarily know maybe how I'm going to get there, but I want to hit this beat first. That's the first one I got to do. Then I can hit this beat after that. And I don't know, maybe necessarily we don't have an exact plan to get there, but we're going to get there. Along with the Seven of Swords here, which you haven't really touched on in your outcomes, the Seven of Swords is a card of protection. It's a card of doing things on your own here. You can see here, this person, they have 5 swords in their hands, and they have 2 swords left behind. They can't do everything on their own. They really want to. They want to be independent. They want to do absolutely everything on their own, but they can't. So this might be a situation where you maybe need a little bit of backup, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens for everybody, but don't be afraid to reach out if you feel like maybe you're getting a little overwhelmed here. So let's take a look at some clarifiers here for you, Aries. Hopefully this has been helping you out. Hopefully this has been resonating with you. If you want to stick around to the end of the video after these clarifiers, we're going to be tying everything off with an oracle card at the end. So thank you again for being here, Aries. Let's take a look and see what we got for some clarifiers for you. Got the Ace of Swords. I love it. You got the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. Yeah, you got to make a decision here. Maybe you have a couple of different options ringing around in your head here with the Two of Cups. So you got to make a decision of how you're going to proceed. And even if you don't have a couple of options, there's just one thing you definitely want to do. It's like, what way are we going to go here? I'm not necessarily seeing this potentially as a challenge, but more like these are 2 potential outcomes. You can just storm right ahead, not making any plans. Let's just go have the experience and do that. Or we can make a plan, have those beats we want to hit, and then just keep moving on. So it's maybe your choice between these 2, or maybe some other choices that I haven't mentioned here that you might be dealing with in your specific situation. With the Hierophant here, this is the sign of Taurus. So you may have Taurus in your chart, might be dealing with a Taurus as well. But the Hierophant is a teacher, a professor, a learner, a trainer. So where we were talking about maybe doing everything on your own, maybe you need a little help from someone who can teach you. Maybe that's something that will help you out here in the long run, is learning from someone, learning the right skills you need to accomplish your goals, or learning just life lessons in general about how maybe your family members or people you know who are maybe older, have been through this situation, how they dealt with it. So you can use that life experience for yourself to inform you of your decisions moving forward. With the Ace of Swords here as well, I feel like your mind is going to be your biggest asset at this time. You see the sword reaching up through the crown. It's almost to say like your mind is what is going to lead you to glory, lead you to power, and lead you to success using your mind. Swords are all about your thoughts, your communication, your mind, and the crowns represent that power. So I feel like that is what's going to really lead you to where you need to go. With 2 aces in a reading, especially with your energy coming into this, 2 aces is kind of a signifier of saying like anything I've kind of related, adjacent to kind of what I've been talking about here that maybe I haven't mentioned that you kind of still have questions about, it's saying go for it. Like that's a yes. So that's wonderful as well. So let's take a look at the clarifiers for your challenges. Well, your challenges, how we're looking at it, your potential, one of your potentials here. So we got the 7 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is... yeah, there's a real sense of you don't want to restrict yourself here with the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords about self-imposed restrictions. So I feel like you're kind of saying you don't really need that at this time, or maybe there is that sense of like, maybe I should put maybe pump the brakes a little bit. Maybe we should put some restrictions and not go so full tilt ahead here at this time. So however that feeling is coming across for you. With the 7 of Wands, I feel like you're very defensive about this. You're like, this is like, if this is the strategy you want, you're very much like, no, this is going to work. Trust me, right? So I feel like that's there for you as well. And with the 3 of Cups here, again, we're talking about leaning on your community, not doing everything by yourself. Your community is there to support you if you need it too. So even though you may not feel that way. So let's take a look and clarify your outcome cards and see what we got for you. All right. Got Zoldo, the World, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. That's fantastic. 4 of Wands is a card of happiness. A card of, it can be a card of marriage if you're, like, if this is a relationship you're dealing with. Maybe this is something that you're kind of focusing on, is like you want to settle down with somebody. Or potentially it's just saying like, this is something you've been kind of contemplating or something you're moving towards. But if you're not focusing on marriage and stuff, and this isn't a relationship thing for you, the 4 of Wands is a card of happiness, and very much a lot of happiness here. The 4 of Wands, you can also look at it as these archways here are sort of forming a portal, sort of like a gateway to the future. Whereas these people are kind of walking through it. They're kind of partially in it. So it seems like you're going through, you're heading in the right direction. It's just a matter of like, you need to keep taking a step. You need to keep moving forward here at this time. With the 10 of Cups, your dream life, dream home, dream everything coming true here. I feel like that's what you're really working towards. I feel like, like I said, this feels like the more well-defined situation. Like we were talking about, this is kind of like the rush ahead, let's just go for it. I feel like I got a good feeling. This is more of the let's kind of make a plan and go for it. And it seems a little more solid here, right? There's not so generalized, because the 10 of Cups is your dream life. The 4 of Wands is happiness you're moving towards. And the World is a big time completion, a big time resolution for you, saying like, you know, everything you've been working for, this is the culmination of it. So again, I feel like this is probably, this is the way I personally would choose myself. I feel like this is the strongest of the two, but for you out there, whichever you're feeling, whichever you're more comfortable with, whichever one you feel is the stronger of the two, then go for that one, right? I can't make you do anything. This is a pre-recorded message. So let's get in and tie it all off with an oracle card. Hopefully this is helping you out. Hopefully this has been resonating with you, Aries. I appreciate you making it this far with me. I appreciate it so much, all the love and support. I send it right back to you. So thank you for being here, and let's take a look at your oracle card to tie everything off. It's the Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up, so definitely for those of you who want to go quickly, you want to move forward in a big way, the Antelope Spirit saying, yeah, let's pick it up. Let's go. Let's put the pedal to the metal. For those of you who are leaning that way, for those of you who are not, I feel like things are just picking up in general anyway. I feel like you're heading in the right direction regardless. I just feel for more of you who are more on the like, let's just go, let's take the action, let's do it. It's a really strong message that way for those of you going down that path. But for those of you even still not choosing that path, making the plan and stuff, I feel like you're building momentum and heading towards your goals. So hopefully that has helped you out. Hopefully that has resonated. If you want to help out the channel though, Aries, you can hit that thumbs up, that like button down below. Helps out the channel a ton. You can subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. That way you can find me easier when I upload your videos every every week. And you can also check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one. See what might all be coming for you in the week ahead. Hopefully everything's going good over there too. Thank you again for being here, Aries, and I hope to see you in the next video.